CrossFit Games, women's individual event number 7. I'm Chase Ingram. Along with me is Adrian Conway and Mike Arsenault. So we're getting set for heat number 2 of push-pull 2.0.
Push-pull 2.0, 45 handstand push-ups anyway, 80-foot sled pull with 110 pounds. They'll do that from a standing position, 30 strict handstand push-ups, another sled pull from a seated position, and then 15 freestanding handstand push-ups to finish.
Your lane assignments in heat number 2. Lane number 6, Shelby Neal, coming off one of her best finishes at the CrossFit Games ever, getting 6th place in the clean ladder. She is a former level 8 gymnast.
Level 8 gymnast against a level 10 gymnast, Chase. Daisy McDonald coming in with a large gymnastics background herself. And as we saw, Lexi Neal, the former gymnast, have a huge leg up in this inverted test with the handstand push-ups and the handstand walking.
And these two gymnasts side by side. It said Shelby Neal, level 8 gymnast, former life before she started CrossFit. Coming off that 6th place finish in the clean ladder.
10 seconds.
Periodically coached by Brent Fikowski. It didn't treat him too bad. Maybe he gave him a few pieces of advice here for this one.
45 handstand push-ups to start push-pull 2.0. These athletes will be chasing the time to beat, set by Lexi Neely. In heat number 1 of 6:03. Shelby Neal working through her first set. Quick sets, quick breaks.
Lexi Neely setting a fast time of...
Chaser, a lot of these athletes that could do 45 unbroken handstand push-ups. We know that they've practiced things like that. What's a max set for myself? How fast can I do a workout like Diane with 45 handstand push-ups and 45 deadlifts? But just because you can doesn't mean you should. We reference this many times. They're trying to save their shoulders and their triceps for the pressing movements to follow.
Emma McQuaid on the left, Kyra Milligan on the right, both at 35. Just past the minute mark, clock in the upper left corner of your screen. To the right, you can see who the current leader is, and that is Kyra Milligan, as Emma McQuaid has 5 reps left to go as Milligan's working on her last 2. Milligan's off the wall. 10 seconds off the pace set by Lexi Neely in heat number 1. And then we have that 80-foot sled pull across the competition floor. Here comes Emma McQuaid. Empty sled, but it's still 110 pounds.
Yeah, Milligan really doing a great job with her lower body power to help her elongate her pull with her upper body. You can see how far her right hand goes behind her body like that. Those inches in the pull really add up when you consider that they're going to have to make a full body effort to pull that thing between 12 and 15 times to even get it to the finish line.
Here Milligan, one more pull, she'll get it across, and then she'll move on to the 30 strict handstand push-ups.
This is that place where we saw Lexi make a big push and create some great separation. Kyra opting for a set of 5 to open up.
McQuaid is done as Kyra's already working into her set. Chloe Govan-David is actually on to her handstand push-ups as well, just ahead of Emma McQuaid. Chloe Govan-David made up a lot of time on that sled pull as well as Shelby Neal. Chloe Govan-David on the left. Her second appearance at the CrossFit Games here. Went team a couple years after her rookie year. Last time she competed at the Games was in 2018, and she took 25th place. Background in soccer, gymnastics, and diving. .30 strict handstand push-ups. Shelby Neal, center part of your screen. Chipping away.
Keeping her set small, Chase. She's trying to minimize her time under tension. What that means is that just like you saw from Shelby Neal there, as her handstand push-up reps start to slow, It's like a red light goes off in her brain and she tells herself it's time to kick down. You don't want to fight or risk it for an next rep because what that leads to is muscle failure.
Chloe Govan David, 5 reps left to go. Lexi Neely's time split here was 3:30.
Wow.
Govan David is done. Here comes Kyra Milligan. Milligan sprinting across the floor to catch up.
I like it. Urgency in your transitions. That time really adds up, and it's just something great to train your body and your mind to do when it comes to approaching exercise for time. When you're really competing, those seconds matter, especially in an event where the pressure amounts so highly at the end on the 15 reps to follow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Driving herself off the platform.
Yeah, it's the complete leg drive. We saw her have success in that clean ladder chase, and that's why she's using what she knows is a strength of hers, which is her explosivity. She's not trying to conserve energy every time. She's trying to get that thing to travel as far as possible. She has to pull it as few as possible.
Here Milligan has one more pull as she's moved ahead of Chloe Govan David, who's on the left part of your screen, with Emma McQuaid in between trying to keep pace. And here comes Kyra Milligan. 1 minute before we hit the time set by Lexi Neely at 6:03.41.
All right, let's see how Kyra's been working on her tripod position with her head in her hands.
15 freestanding handstand push-ups. 5 different sections that must be completed in sets of 3. And Chloe Govan David has already got past her first set. 30 seconds before we hit the time to beat.
And any time chase we've seen an athlete kick up like we just saw Chloe do and hit all 3 without coming down, it's a pretty good sign for the rhythm they can create for themselves in the next 12 reps.
Ahead of Neely. The closest athlete to do so is Chloe.
2 sections done. 9 reps left to go. Milligan still struggling on her handstand push-ups. Here comes Emma McQuaid. Lexi Neely's on her hands. Bottom right side of your screen, Chloe Govan David done with her 3rd set. 6 reps left to go for her.
And this is what's most frustrating about a movement like this is I've walked into the gym and I've done these. And I've done 15 to 20 in a row. And then a couple days later, I've practiced the same movement in the same part of the gym after my training or before my training, and I couldn't do 2 in a row. So I know the pain of these athletes, and a lot of us as CrossFitters understand the enhancements of skills and how difficult it is to develop and practice them.
I'm hoping they show up on game day, and Chloe Govan David is, as she has 2 reps left to go. Make it 1. Wow. See, I laid out right there. I didn't want to say good save. I already
didn't want to set
my
up
lesson
for failure.
here. You're welcome, Chloe. Second best time we've seen so far. It looks like Kyra Milligan has figured it out as she was struggling on the first section, and now she's on to the 4th. Shelby Neal fails that last set. Must start over. So she still has 6 reps left to go. Same with Kyra Milligan.
I almost said it again. I almost said it right there. Good save. Good save, Kyra. But hey, she made an attempt to do it. I can't really put this into words. If you guys haven't ever tried freestanding handstand push-ups or a headstand in itself, let's start there. It is a very complex position to hit dynamically. You're out of breath. These athletes are breathing hard. Their balance is all out of whack. They've got a ton of fatigue already built up. So many of them do make it look so simple and easy, and while we see them taking a spill, the effort to be upside down with control in itself is difficult.
2 minutes.
Kyra Milligan done with her 4th set. Shelby Neal working on her last rep. She'll match up with Milligan. Emma McQuaid in between the 2 has 2 reps left to go in her section.
Shelby Neal in lane number 6. Kyra Milligan in lane number 9.
Milligan on her last rep. Shelby Neal as well. And it'll be Milligan followed by Neal.
goes across the finish line to the cap.
Chase, I'll tell you, the way that Shelby Neal struggled through that middle part of those strict handstand push-ups, she really reconciled a ton of time against the field here, at least in this particular heat, and really salvaged a spot and some points there.
Emma McQuaid.
McQuaid using one leg forward, one leg back, almost more of like a scorpion base position to enhance her balance. Great idea for athletes familiar with this. I've seen plenty of athletes master the freestanding handstand hold this way. I've tried it, doesn't work for me, but I'd love it to.
5 seconds remaining.
The idea there, folks, the stability is that it's like catching a split jerk. You've got more stability front to back than just side to side with your feet beside each other in a power jerk. It just increases the surface area that your body's spread out in the air.
One more rep for McQuaid. 15 seconds left. And she'll get across and just underneath that time cap.
We are down to our last 3, 2, 1,
And that'll do it. Chloe Govan-David takes the heat at 6:49.86. It'll be Lexi Neely's time of 6:03 that survives another heat.
Man, great time there, 6:03 by Neely. It was McQuaid early that came out. These kipping handstand push-ups were broken up pretty generously by all the competitors, but not by Kyra Milligan. She knew that would be a place she could potentially make up some ground. And she really did so, even on the transitions through the running, but it was Chloe Govan-David that had the ultimate strategy, which was stay composed, stay a steady clip throughout at each element here. The handstand push-ups, the kipping handstand push-ups, the strict. She never really led, especially not with aggression, until she got to the final handstand push-ups, where she started with 3 smooth, had a couple hiccups, but great rest and repetitively through the 15 handstand push-ups, and she got through that finish line. Good enough for a second place so far. Winner of the heat.
Chloe Govan-David, 6:49.86. We had 4 athletes finish in this second heat. I'm not going to spoil the surprise, Agent, but in heat 3, we have a